Hello, guys. Thanks for joining us today for the session on supervisor experiences inside our omnichannel offering. And we are me. I'm Kumar Ashutosh Ashu. I'm a product manager on the omnichannel team. And
Hi everyone, I'm Alpana. I'm also a PM in Omnichannel team. Glad to have you all here today.
yeah, today we are going to talk about supervisor, one of the core personas inside a contact center. So generally, our focus is more on the agent persona, but we realize that the supervisor are the one who are a very important personality in the contact center because they are going to train your agents, they are going to improve your customer satisfaction. Just look at the whole contact center persona of the supervisor. Who are they? So who are these guys? So if you look at a common structure of the agent and the supervisor, there is an agents which are more in numbers, but there are team leads, there are agent managers, there are queue managers, there are operation managers, then there are director or site heads. All of them are performing some kind of supervising role in the contact center. They are looking at the agent performance, they are looking at the queue performance, they are looking at so many things, and they have a single point of role to play that they need to optimize to achieve a more cost effective way to deliver service, and most importantly a highly customer satisfying service delivery. So there are two sample personas here that we are taking out. Like, one is Alicia, the operations manager. She also has a supervisor role to play. Although her designation is operations manager, but she has a supervisor role to play. She has a 4 team leads, so she's a leader of a leader, and she will track the customer satisfaction. She will track her queues, and she will also track for load and all the requirements. And anything goes off, Alicia has to go ahead and go to their team leads and say that, hey, get things in order, because any customer dissatisfaction can lead to customer disloyalty. On the other hand, we have John, who works under Alicia, like who reports to Alicia, and he's a team lead, and then he's also performing that supervisor role. He's managing 8 agents, and his role is very focused. Like, he's going to manage agents, their activities, and how this real-time progressing is happening on the interactions that they are performing, where they are overutilized, whether they are underutilized, where they are doing their work properly or not, and when they can barge in, when the supervisor can be more proactive. Our goal is to make these supervisors do their role more proactively, more intelligently, and more effectively. And we'll try to show you what are the things that we are going to build and we have built, and how they are powered by real-time insights, real-time intelligence, and also we are giving you historical and intraday dashboards to go and look at how you are performing day by day. Just very quickly summarizing the roles, there are 3 pillars of supervisors, nothing much. They have to manage their queues for load and load factor management. They have to manage the customer satisfaction, adhere to the SLAs, and they have to manage the customer escalations. Let's say agents are not able to serve the customers, then they have to come into the conversation, they have to manage the escalations, they have to act in SME as well, and sometimes also join the conversation and talk to the customer. And finally, they have to do a very miniature level of workforce management, where they are monitoring the agent for their live performance. They are also seeing whether the agents are not underutilized or overutilized. Someone is burning, someone is not doing the work. And also the skill management, they have to identify where are the opportunities of training up the people, or giving them extra materials, or gamify the whole experience. And finally, they also need to perform as an SME to the agent. Now I'm handing over to Alpana, who will show you these things in action.
Thank you, Ashu. All right, let's get started. Okay, so how many of you have seen the Tier 2 dashboard that we have today in Customer Service Hub? Awesome. So as you know, the current Tier 2 dashboard that we have is purpose-built for supervisor persona, and this gives you a holistic view of all the cases that you have in all your queues that you're managing. Not only that, it also gives you different KPIs across different channels, and the distribution across different priorities, so on and so forth. Now, given the fact that we have launched Omnichannel for customer service, and as part of that, now we have launched chat as a channel. We also have SMS as a channel, and recently we have also launched Facebook Messenger as a channel. We have completely upgraded the look and feel of this dashboard into more Power BI-based dashboards. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. Now, this is our new multi-session, multi-app experience. As part of that, I am an agent who's already logged in, and as you can see, I'm already working on a conversation on Facebook session here, and there is an incoming item. And I am also working on one more session from Maria Campbell, and this one is through SMS powered by Telesign, and I'm also working on a case session. So this multi-session experience is channel agnostic. It helps you work on different channels in one single interface. Now, as a supervisor, the extra tools that I have is the new omnichannel ongoing conversations dashboard. Now, this dashboard gives you a holistic view of all the conversations that are going on in the system. And since now we are moving towards more conversational dashboards, and as a supervisor, I need more actionable items. For example, if I have, say, 100 items in this list, this real-time sentiment indicator provides me the top items that I need to focus on. Now, in this particular case, you can see that there's one conversation which is going on slightly negative. So this is the conversation that needs my attention. Not only that, once all the conversations are closed, all these conversations get stored inside our CDS layer. So we also have out-of-the-box Power BI-based dashboards, which are again channel agnostic. And now you see that not only on cases, but we also have conversation level KPIs, like how many are the total incoming conversations across chat, SMS, Facebook cases. Not only that, how many are the ones where agents got engaged? What are the different KPIs in terms of abandon rate, average wait time, average handling time? And specifically in chat as a channel, there could be multiple use cases wherein it goes to the first agent, and from the first agent, the agent can transfer to the next agent, or the agent can consult with the supervisor as well. So for those use cases, we also have average number of sessions per conversation. So conversation is an Uber-level lifecycle management entity, and under one conversation, you can have multiple different sessions. The conversation can start with a bot conversation, and bot can escalate to a live chat agent, and live chat agent can further include a supervisor into the consult mode. So all these are different sessions, but they're all collected in a unified manner under a conversation. Not only that, if you scroll down, as you can see, we also have a lot of slicing and dicing capabilities across different metrics, wherein it gives you all these metrics across different channels of SMS, chat, and entity. So it is no longer just limited to case. It has enhanced its horizon to include chats and SMS as well. Now, if we scroll down further, as Ashu mentioned, the 3 key responsibilities of a supervisor is that I need to manage my KPIs. Well, this dashboard gives me an excellent view of that. But at the same time, I also need to manage the queues and the agents. So whatever KPIs that I'm getting a view of, I need to get a drill down view at the queue level and as well as at the agent level. So that's where we have these additional KPIs, which are at these queue levels and the agent level KPIs as well. Now moving on. Now, on the ongoing conversations dashboard, you saw a real-time sentiment indicator, indicating the supervisor that out of, say, these 100 conversations, say these 10 conversations are trending in a negative note. Now, the real-time sentiment that is getting calculated on the conversation is also stored inside the CDS entity. Now here, once the conversation gets stored, we also have historical sentiment analytics dashboard, which will give you the average sentiment score and also the spread across different sentiment zones. Now, the sentiment scale that we have is a 7-pointer scale, the middle one being neutral, 3 points up on the top for being positive, and 3 points up at the bottom for negative. So here you will see the spread that 17% were trending towards negative, 54% were neutral, and 28% were on the positive scale. Not only that, at bottom here, you also see correlation charts between the sentiment score and across the timeline. So as you can see, there's a strong dip in here. So maybe there was a product launch, so you can draw some correlations between what happened on that particular day, why did the sentiment score went low as opposed to the case volume. Now, at the bottom here, what we call is a Sankey chart. Now, this is a really beautiful chart because it gives you coaching opportunities with your agents. Now, in this particular Sankey chart, you see that you have a timeline at the bottom, and for every agent that you have selected, it gives you their progress, how it is going. For example, in this particular case,
Sorry.
let me put it on charger. Battery is low.
Go ahead, carry
So
on.
in this particular case, you can see that this particular agent, say agent 1, had a pretty balanced trend. So his sentiment has been pretty much normal. But there are certain agents here in the pink one where it's going up and down and up and down, and he's improving here and has improved further, but it has dipped down again. So these are the dipping points are the ones that gives you the coaching opportunities for the agents to see, okay, on this particular date, which conversations was he dealing into, and what kind of conversations were there, whether the right match with the agent, or do you need to tune your routing engine to ensure that the right agent gets the right set of conversations. Make sense? Perfect. All right, let's move on. Now, let me show you some real-time collaboration skills. So what we saw in the first step were all historical insights. So once the conversation is closed, you're determining insights based on the closed conversations. Now, another key aspect that Ashu called was how in real time a supervisor can collaborate with the agent. And there we have two main use cases. First one is that when an agent is dealing with a customer, an agent is able to initiate a consult session with supervisor and ask for help. That's the first use case. And second use case is that as an agent, when I'm monitoring all the conversations, specifically say there's a new agent who has been recently onboarded into the organization, I want to specifically monitor that how this agent is performing and if he needs any help. So I'll be able to slice and dice all the information for that particular agent, and I'll be able to identify opportunities where I can proactively start monitoring the conversation that the agent is dealing with and start whisper barge so that in real time I can provide him coaching. Now let's go ahead and take a look at that. So here I am. I'm flipping my persona to a customer persona. As a customer, I'm logged in on a website with May Gibbs, and this is my chat window. And in this particular chat window, there is a bot which is plugged in to answer my questions. Now, let me start the conversation with the bot by saying that my printer is making a lot of noise. The bot is trained to look up for KB articles inside your Dynamics, and based on that, it is suggesting some KB articles. So in the interest of time, let me just say that, hey, that worked very well. Thank you so much. And it's asking that, OK, is there anything else that I can help you with? Now, I told the bot that, hey, I had placed a refund request, but I have not received the refund yet. Now, the bot has been trained to look up for order details inside CRM, and it is giving me 2 orders. Now, let me say that I want to inquire about the refund of the order that ends with 3212. Now, at this particular point, the bot is not skilled enough to address the refund request of this particular conversation. Now, it is trying to find the right agent who can address this particular conversation. Now, let's go ahead and flip the persona here. On this ongoing conversations dashboard, as you can clearly see, the conversation that I was having in real time with the bot starts appearing in here. Since you have May Gibbs, the customer details are also populated. And currently, since it is with the bot and bot is trying to transfer, you'll see that it is in the bot's queue. And the trend of the sentiment is slightly positive. Now, if I want to start monitoring the conversations, I can go ahead and do that too. Now, let me slightly flip another persona here and show you some collaboration use cases. Now, in this particular case, I'm logged in as another supervisor on Edge. And this supervisor also gets the similar holistic view. Now, if as a supervisor, I want to start monitoring conversations with a particular agent, I can use the filter by queue or filter by agent opportunities. Say that Charles Lee is a very new agent, and I want to just monitor his conversations. I can go ahead and filter by agents and say Charles Lee, apply. And now all the conversations that will appear on this dashboard will be pertaining to this particular agent. This is very helpful, specifically when you have agents who are new in the contact center. Now, not only that, now say that one of these conversations, the SMS conversation is trending slightly negative, and this one is trending slightly positive. So now I want to really understand what is going on with the SMS conversation. So I have an option here to select the SMS conversation and click on monitor. Now this would ideally launch the session here. As you can see, on the left-hand side session panel, the session for Maria Campbell got launched. And now I can clearly see that whatever messages were being exchanged between the agent and the customer, I have a real-time view of that particular conversation here. I also have a real-time sentiment indicator, and the entire context of the conversation, which we call it as Conversation 360, which was available to the agent, is also available to me as the supervisor. I can here clearly see that it is an SMS conversation. This is the unified journey of this particular contact, so on and so forth. Now, as you can see, there are certain messages here which are going on, and there are some certain customer messages. Now, this is silent monitoring. At this particular point in time, neither the agent nor the customer knows that I'm monitoring in real time. Now, if I want to join the conversation, with just one click, I can join the conversation. And the moment I join the conversation, I'm included in the conversation in the consult mode. Now, you would have noticed that in the consult mode, the color of this text box is orange in color. Now, when I send a message, say to Charles, now this is an internal message. This message is sent only to the agent, not to the customer. But say that this particular customer is a real tough customer, and I really want to help the agent on the fly. I can switch my mode from internal to public and say that, hey, Maria. Now, this message is a public message. This will be sent both to the agent and as well as to the customer. So using the internal message capability and the public message capability, I can coach my agents on the fly in the context of the conversation in real time. And this is super helpful for use cases wherein I may want to engage with a supervisor for, say, approvals. So you don't have to start an email thread to do it. You don't have to try on other channels to get him inside the conversation. Using this particular capability, you can get all the approvals real time within the conversation. And also, if sometimes the customer is a real tough customer, and if you want to have a multi-party chat wherein you want to engage supervisors and subject matter experts into one conversation so that you have multiple agents help you address customer's problem, you can initiate a consult and do that as well. Let me quickly show that to you too. So here I am. Now, this is a Facebook Messenger conversation that's going on. And when I click on this, this is perhaps in the English queue. So we have two key capabilities. You can either transfer. When you transfer, then what happens is that you will get two options. Either you can transfer to other agents in the same queue, or you can transfer to completely different other queues as well. So when this transfer to queue loads, it will give you an option of all the queues which are available in the system so that you can transfer to other queues. Now, let me go ahead and pick up a conversation where, all right, so this seems to be like a good conversation. And let me go here. Now, let me change my presence here from do not disturb back to available. The moment I change my presence back to available, now let me initiate this flyout again. Now, when I launch consult at this moment, now since there are supervisors who are available in the system, it will start showing me the list of supervisors whom I can engage with and start interacting with the customer as well. Now, we saw two use cases. First one is, based on the real-time sentiment score, how a supervisor can proactively start monitoring conversations. Now, this is the second use case wherein if agent needs some kind of a help, he can proactively ask for help from different supervisors. Now, when I go ahead and add this particular supervisor into the consult mode, you will see that a consult session has been started. Now, if I flip my persona from agent to supervisor, you will see that the notification here clearly calls out that it's a consult request. And this consult request is from Maria Campbell. The moment I accept this particular conversation, you will see that this particular session got launched, and I have similar experiences here as well. I have full context of the conversation, I have real-time sentiment score, and at the same time, I have the conversation 360 as well. Make sense? So we saw historical insights, which are Power BI-based insights here. We also have slicing and dicing capabilities across channels, across different queues, across agents. And if you also want to slice and dice information by only bots, like if you want to split your KPIs for bots versus agents, you have an option to do that too. So these are historical dashboards. This is what we saw first. Second, what we saw was the sentiment insights, which also gives you correlations. Third, what we saw was the ongoing conversation dashboard, which is near real-time dashboards as and when the conversations are happening between your bots and customers, between your agents and customers. This gives you a holistic view of those conversations. And the last key capability that we saw was real-time collaboration capability, wherein as a supervisor, based on the sentiment score, I can start monitoring, whispering, and barging. And as well as at the same time, agent can also proactively reach out to me and start consult sessions. Any questions? Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.